Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Mama Jnana Timirandasya Jnana Anjana Salakaya Chakkura Nimiletan Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Śrī Caitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Soyam Rupa Kadamayam Dati Supadantikam Deham Shri Guru Shri Rutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanam Cham Tirupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalitam Shri Visakam Vitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sutta Devi Pranamami Haripriya Vancha kalpatrivasya kurpa sindhu vaivacha patitanam pavanabhya vaishnavya bhava namo namah. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedantu Samiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pasat Desa Tarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So today is very, very auspicious, august, adorable advent of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when Krishna is non-different from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Krishna are non-different. So when Krishna wants to exhibit his mercy in very indiscriminately, in a very, in a very profusely, exuberantly, without any discrimination, without any condition, considerations, without any inhibitions, without any restriction, that time he assumed the form of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to deliver the fallen conditioned soul in this age of Kali. Because in this age of Kali, this age called quarrel and hypocrisy. People are very duplicitous by nature. They are outside, they behave something, and inside they are something. So there is a full of diplomacy, very abominable age, very inauspicious age. Therefore, Lord has a standard. He is called trijagat. According to Prahlad Maharaj, so Krishna appears, the Supreme Personality of Godhead appears in trijagat, in three different yuga, not in Kali Yuga. Because Kali Yuga is very abominable and Lord is a standard. But out of his causeless mercy, he comes as a covered form, as a devotee, outside devotee, and inside his Krishna himself. And that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He also comes as a very discreet way, very hidden way. Channa means covered way. Very duplicitous way, you can say, transcendental duplicitous way, outside devotee and inside Krishna, to teach us how to approach to God. Because in this particular age, the conditioned souls cannot approach to Supreme Lord by our effort, by our erroneous effort, by our imperfect effort, endeavors. So, in order to make it so easy, Lord has assumed the form of Chaitanya Mahāprabhu. And he's distributing this highest gift that is called love of Godhead, which no other incarnation has ever given. Even when Lord Ram came, he did not distribute it. Lord Krishna also distributed it with a very perfect, confined way to only Brajavasi. And they all work on the justice. As you deserve, we are rewarded. Je jathamang prapanjante stang tateva aham bhajami. Sarva dharman parityāja mam ekam saranam braja. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mukhyasami. So Krishna works on justice. You deserve, you get it. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he comes as a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is very munificent, extremely magnanimous. He does not work on justice. He works on the mercy. You do not deserve, you do not desire, still you get it. That is the distinguished incarnation. That is the distinct and distinguished from any other incarnation. As such, there is no difference between Krishna and Gaura or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Krishna Lila and Gaura Lila. But Krishna, when he came as a personification of enjoyment, Asraya Vigraha. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes as a devotee of the Lord, Asrita Vigraha. That is only difference. The mood is different and complexion is different. Therefore, Shastra say that the Vedic scripture Bhagavatam, great Bhagavatam says that very nicely describe this incarnation of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in these beautiful verses. Krishna Vanna Tisho Krishna Sangapangastra Prasadam Pasadya Jagyahi Sankritana Prajajanti Somedasa. So in these verses it is said that in this age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sing the names of Krishna. Although his complexion is not black, is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associate, servant, weapons, and confidential companion. So this is confirmed by the Shastra. It's not whimsically we accept Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the Supreme Lord. No, any incarnation cannot be accepted without proper evidence from the scripture. The scripture says, many scripture, particularly Srimad Bhagavatam, it is say that Krishna Bannam, he is the category of Krishna. Also, he is the Krishna Banna has two meanings. Banna means always singing the glories of the Krishna. Tisho Krishna. Tisho means completion. Completion is all Krishna. It's not like blackish completion like Krishna. It's like golden completion. Sanga Ponga Astra Parsada. He is associated with this Anga, internal associate. Upanga, also weapons and confidential associate. So he comes with his associate like Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, his Anga. Upanga is Advaita Acharya, and all the devotees are all Pasadya. And his weapon is chanting of the holy name of the Lord. So this munificent Lord has come in this age of Kali to exhibit his exuberant mercy to all the everybody, everyone, anyone, without any consideration and condition. Because Krishna had a condition, Ram had a condition. Ram said to Vibhishan that Sakriteva Prapannasa, you surrender me, I will give you fearlessness from the material existence. Krishna also said, if you surrender me, I will give you protection, Sarva Dharman Parityāja. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, no. No consideration, no condition. Everybody. Therefore, it is stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita that very nice verse. Hena prema Śrī Caitanya Līlā datha tatha jagai madai prajanta anyara ki katha. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has freely given this love of Krishna everywhere, anywhere, even to the most fallen such as Jagai Madai. What then to speak of those who are already pious and elevated? So he has given freely without any discrimination of one is fit, one is not fit. Patra vichara nai, sthana na dekhe. In other verses it is said that Lord does not see that who is fit, who is not fit. Everybody he was distributing this Krishna Prema, which is the highest achievement of human form of life. There is nothing beyond the Krishna Prema. It says, Patra vichara nahi sthana jiye jaha paya taha kare prema dana. So he does not see in distributing love of God at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associate did not consider who was a fit candidate, who was not, nor where such distribution should or should not take place. They made no condition wherever they got the opportunity, the members of Panchatattva distributed love of God. That's why this incarnation is Mahabhadane, very, very munificent, very magnanimous, very merciful. Therefore, Shastra declares that Nama Mahabhadanaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishna Chaitanya Namini Gauratisya Nama Nama. So you are the most munificent incarnation. And not only that, just to distribute the love of Krishna as Chaitanya Mahabhadanaya Krishna Prema Pradayate. Most munificent incarnation. You are Krishna himself appearing as Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You have assumed the golden form or color of Srimati Radharani. You are widely distributing the pure love of Krishna. We offer our respectful obeisances. That is this mood of this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is the magnanimity of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Magnanimity of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, on this notes that the identity of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we can start with the Chaitanya overview of Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Chaitanya Charitamrita is a book, nectarian pastimes of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Nectarian characteristic of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was compiled by Krishnadas Kaviraj at his very faggots. So we will go through the overview because it's so many. It is a three parts: Adi Lila, Madhya Lila, and Anta Lila. So we will go a little bit of overview of that, so that we can know we can have a little glimpse of the nectarian characteristic of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So you can see here, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu's Chaitanya Charitamrita is a postgraduate study of Vaishnavism. The fundamental study is the Bhagavad Gita, and more higher graduate study called Srimad Bhagavatam. And postgraduate study of Vaishnavism is Chaitanya Charitamrita. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's whole life perception and activities characteristic teaching, everything has been mentioned here. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu life has been considered as like it has been divided like total of 48 years. And in 48 years, we have household life of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is 24 years and sannyas life is 24 years. And we can know this something like Chaitanya Charitamrita is nothing but a roadmap to life journey of Chaitanya's life. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears on this day 1486, 38 years back, on this day of Punnima, lunar eclipse day. And he stayed on this earth, and he did the pastime up to 1534 before he wind up his pastime. As I told you, identity of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is Krishna himself. So the author is Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, and first 24 years, which is the household life of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, was actually taken from the Murari Gupta, one of the devotee of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, called Murari Gupta, from his diary. And rest of the 24 years was taken from the notes of the Swarup Damodar Goswami, who was the secretary of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is, the Chaitanya Charitamrita is divided into Adi Lila, Madhya Lila and Antya Lila. Adi Lila, first 24 years, has been divided into three parts. One is Mangalacharan. Mangalacharan means auspicious invocation by the author. In that Mangalacharan, there are 14 verses is there. In 14 verses, entire profound philosophy of Chaitanya Tattva, Nityananda Tattva, Advaita Tattva, Pancha Tattva has been covered. All 14 chapters has been covered. And next, it was given description of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tree, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has been so many followers. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is like a tree. It has so many branches. It has been described. And finally, Lord Chaitanya birth and pastime before sannyas. This is Adi Lila. And Madhya Lila is the pastime after sannyas. And then he took sannyas. He came to the Orissa, Jagannath Puri. He made his headquarters at Jagannath Puri. Then he went to South India tour. Then after he returned from South India, there is some pastimes. After he returned from South India tour, pastime at Jagannath Puri. Then he went to Vrindavan. That covers the entire Madhya Lila. He went to Vrindavan and he meets to so many devotees like Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, so and so forth. And he's teaching them. And Antya Lila, if you see Antya Lila at a glance, last 18 years, first 24 years is Adi Lila. Madhya Lila covers 6 years, where he will be performing so many activities, and also so many activities as daily activities, as the congregational chanting of the holy name of the Lord at the courtyard of Jagannath Puri. Also, he will have a two tour, South India tour and Vrindavan tour. In Antya Lila, he did not go anywhere. He completely stationed at Jagannath Puri for 18 years. And during that time, he was dealing with so many devotees. Many devotees are flocking to this Puri to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Jagannath Puri. So he was dealing with so many people, Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, we have Raghunath Bhatt Goswami, Jagadananda Pandit, so and so forth, Haridas Thakur. And also, in the last part of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Lila, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu plunges into the ecstasy of, Vipralambha, feeling of separation from Krishna. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, but he is assumed the form of Radharani, combined form of Radha Krishna, particularly mood of Radharani and completion of Radharani, to taste these glories of Radharani's love, this Vipralambha Bhava, separation. So therefore, he plunges into that to taste that nectarian glories of Radharani's love, how he feels happy, how he is mad, Mahabhava. To taste that form, because Krishna himself cannot taste. So therefore, he has to take shelter of assume of a form of the Radharani, the devotee, to taste that. Not only taste, also distributed that highest love of God to everybody. Prema rasa nirasya kari aswadan raga marga loke karila pracharana. Not only he tastes that love of Godhead, but he distributed. Therefore, he is very munificent, because no other incarnation has distributed this highest love of Godhead, highest gift for the human form of life. Human form of life is meant for Prema Pumartha Mahan, to develop the love of Godhead. So he is distributing so easily. So this is about the other. So we can go through the little bit of Adi Lila overview of. So Adi Lila, which has a Mangalacharan, starting with first is Chaitanya Tattva, first 6 verses Chaitanya Tattva. In that Chaitanya Tattva, then 7 to 11 is Nityananda Tattva, then Advaita Tattva, then Pancha Tattva. In Chaitanya Tattva, it's very important because in Chaitanya Tattva it is very important. Why? Because in Chaitanya Tattva, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's glories has been described. So we will go to the Chaitanya Tattva, it will cover entire everything about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If you see Adi, the first verses of Adi Lila, Vande Gurun Isabhaktan Isam Isan Vartakan Tat Prakhyam Tat Chaktihi Krishna Chaitanya Sangyakam. So here I offer my respectful obeisance unto the spiritual master, the devotee of the Lord, Lord Incarnation, the plenary person, energy and primeval Lord himself, Krishna Chaitanya. The 6 things here is there. So 6 things is there in these verses. You can see that he is offering obeisances to the 6th feature of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What is the 6th feature of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? First thing is his Guru. Is Bande Gurun Isa Bhaktim. Guru Isa Bhaktim. Then first Guru, then Isa Bhaktim, the devotee of the Lord. Isam Isavartakan. So these 6 things are there. He is offering this prayer to 6 things. What are the 6 things? First, he is offering namaskar, respectful obeisance to devotee of the Lord. Then Lord's spiritual master, devotee of the Lord, Lord Incarnation, and his plenary portion, his energy in primeval Lord. And Lord himself. In the second verses, Vande Śrī Krishna Caitanya Nityananda Suhoditau. So in second verses, the very important thing, I offer my respectful obeisance unto the Śrī Krishna Chaitanya Lord Nityananda, who are like sun, moon. They have arisen simultaneously on the horizon of Gauda, dissipate the darkness of the ignorance, thus wonderfully bestow benediction upon all. In the second verse is very important to know, because in second verses, he is offering obeisances to the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, both. And the purpose of Vastu Gauranitai, to offer obeisance to the Gauranitai, both the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. And third verse is very important because it is showing about the substance and objective of the book. If you go to third verse of the Mangalacharan, it is object of this book. What is the object of this book? What Upanishads describe as impersonal Brahman is but the effulgence of his body. Lord known as super soul is but his localized plenary person. Lord Chaitanya is the supreme personality of Godhead, Krishna himself. Fully 6 opulence, his absolute truth. No other truth is greater than equal to. So he is showing that object of this book. Object of this book means about the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the substance of the book because he is the supreme personality of Godhead. He is the Brahman. He is the Paramatma. He is all this understanding of the features of the Lord is there with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yad Advaitam Brahma Upanishadi. That personality whose Vedas and Upanishad says Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavana, that personality is nothing but Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Paramattattva. You should understand that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is non-different. He is supreme personality of Godhead. Swayam Krishna. Brajendra Nandara Jai Sachi Sutta Helate. He is Swayam Krishna Vannam. He is Swayam Krishna, which the Vedas glorifies as Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavana. And next verses is invocation of this benediction and also the external region of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu manifested, incarnated? अनार्पित चरिम चिरात करुणावतीर्ण कलो समर्पयितम उन्नत उज्जवल रसाम स्वभक्ति श्रियम हरि पुरत सुंदर दुति कदम्ब संदीपितम सदा हृदय कंदरे स्प्रोतो बा सचिनंदन. So in this fourth verse, the external region of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu incarnation has been given. May the Supreme Lord, who is known as the son of Sachidevi, be transcendently situated in the innermost chamber of your heart, resplendent with radiance molten gold. He has appeared in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what no incarnation has ever offered before. Most sublime, radiant mellow of devotional service, mellow of conjugal love. The mellow of conjugal love is the highest. We have 12 rasas, and Mahaprabhu has got all 12 rasa, because Gaura Lila and Krishna Lila is non-different. Out of 12 rasa, the 5 rasa is primary and 7 rasa is secondary. Out of this prime rasa, Santa rasa, Dasya rasa, Sakhya rasa, Vachala rasa, and Madhurya rasa called conjugal love. In that conjugal love, which is the highest mellow, and Radha conjugal love also, there are 2 types of conjugal love. Sokya, Parakya. Parakya is more higher than Sokya rasa. That Parakya rasa is the highest of all highest. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to distribute that rasa to everyone. That conjugal love, the understanding of the conjugal love, the gift of conjugal love to everyone. So this is the external region of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is coming to distribute that rasas, that transcendental love of Godhead, because there is nothing beyond the love of Godhead. And out of love of Godhead, different type of varieties of love of Godhead, there's a conjugal love of Godhead, which is the highest. And he is not distributing any other category of love of Godhead, but the topmost love of Godhead, that is conjugal love, he is distributing. Therefore, it is stated in this word that prema rasa nirasaya kari aswadan. See, there is very important words here. प्रेम रस निराशय करिते आस्वादन राग मार्ग भक्ति लोके करिते प्रचारण रसिक शेखर कृष्णा परम करुणा ए दुई हेतु होइते इच्छार उद्गम. So the 2 region of coming, one is external region, internal region. What is the external region? Lord desired to appear, was born from 2 regions. Lord wanted to taste the sweet essence of mellow of love of Godhead, that is internal region. And he wanted to propagate devotional service in the world on the platform of spontaneous attraction. Thus he is known as supremely jubilant and most merciful of all. The internal region is to taste that highest love of Godhead, conjugal love of Godhead. And external region to distribute everywhere, to distribute to public. Therefore, he is very munificent, supremely munificent. So we can go back to the 5th verse of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Mangalacharan Padilila. In 5th verses, it is said that internal region. In internal region, here it is said that to taste that particular rasa, the highest love of Godhead, conjugal love, he appeared as a devotee, not as a Krishna, because Krishna could not fulfill that desire, because he is the object of devotion, asraya, vigraha, asraya tattva. He cannot test himself, what quality I have got. But who is testing Krishna? Who is getting pleasure? He only knows, they only know the taste of devotional service. So he wanted to assume the form of a devotee to experience that taste. What is the glories of that love? What is the quality in me that attracted everyone? And how they are feeling happy by tasting this love of Godhead. Krishna himself cannot taste, cannot experience. Therefore, he has to assume the form of a devotee to experience. Therefore, here it is said that Radha Krishna pranaya vikratir haladini sakti asmad ekatma api bhuvi pura deha vedam gatauto chaitanya aksham prakatam adhuna taddoyam chaikyam aptam radha bhava duti subhalitam naumi Krishna swarupam. So Radha bhava means the mood of sentiment of Radharani. And duti means completion. So these two things he add on, and he has appeared. Loving affairs of Radha Krishna, transcendental manifestation of Lord's internal pleasure giving potency. Although Radha Krishna are on one in their identity. Previously they separated themselves. Now these two transcendental identity have again united in the form of Krishna Chaitanya. I bow down to him who has manifested himself with the sentiment and completion of Srimati Radharani, although he is Krishna himself. So in order to taste that rasa, that is a confidential region, in order to taste that highest love of Godhead, conjugal love, he has to come as a devotee. So therefore he assumed the form of the Radha, combined form of Radha Krishna. He showed this form to the Raya Ramananda, one of his associates, during South India tour. So therefore he assumed that form and with a mood of Radharani in completion to taste. That is the confidential region. And it is more given in this verse that desiring to understand the glories of Radharani love, the wonderful quality in him that she alone releases through her love, the happiness she feels when she realizes the sweetness of his love. The Supreme Lord Hari, richly endowed with her emotion, appeared from the womb of Srimati Sachi Devi as the moon appeared from the ocean. So there are three regions, confidential region, to desire, to glories of the Lord, to experience the glories of the Radharani, to know that what is this wonderful quality that captivated Radharani. What is my sweetness, the transcendental sweetness, Madhuri, Rupa Madhuri, Venu Madhuri, then we have Lila Madhuri, Prema Madhuri, all these things, sweetness. What is that sweetness? To experience that sweetness. Also, after experiencing that sweetness, how are we feeling? What is the feeling of happiness? To experience three things, Lord appears as his devotees, in the mood of Radharani and completion of Radharani. So that is Chaitanya Tattva. On this Chaitanya Tattva, entire Chaitanya Charitamrita is based. So we will go through the very overview of all these three, Madhya Lila, Adi Lila, Antya Lila. So we can see here that so here in the Adi Lila, we can see that Chaitanya Tattva, Nityananda Tattva and Advaita Acharya Tattva is there. Then Pancha Tattva also there. So after that, there is some pastime of the Lord. This pastime of the Lord when before 24 years, his childhood pastime and other thing. And in Nityananda Lila, Nityananda Tattva, Nityananda is Shankar's son. He is the Balaram. He is the just expansion, first expansion of the Lord. And then that Shankar's son has been expanded to the Karan Dakha Sai Vishnu, Garbha Dakha Sai Vishnu, Khiro Dakha Sai Vishnu, so and so forth. Advaita Acharya, incarnation of Mahavishnu. He is non-different from Hari. And Panchatattva, we have five absolute truths. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhara, Srivasadi, Gaura Bhakta. So in this way, so the first in Adi Lila, all the philosophical thing has been described. So in Madhya Lila, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime of Lord Krishna, also there is some pastimes also there, which is called some childhood pastime of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has been described. All the childhood pastime of the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has been described in the Adi Lila, last chapters, towards last 16 and 17 chapters. In Madhya Lila, pastime of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu after sannyas. And during that time, the ecstatic manifestation, he manifested ecstatically to his devotees, that has been described. And he took this, because after he initiated by Ishwarapuri, he went to Gaya for the offering the Shraddha ceremony of his father. When he came back, he was so much intoxicated and showing ecstatic manifestation, always chanting Hare Krishna, then Hari Haraya Nama Krishna. It's very, very ecstatic mode. And then he decided to took sannyas at the age of 24. when he was having a very, beautiful wife, Vishnupriya, who was at the time age 16, and an elder mother, 80 years, Sachimata. See, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so merciful. Krishna did not renounce anything. He has 16,108 wives. He was full of opulence, Aishwarya Bhava. Ramachandra also Aishwarya Bhava. Here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in order to deliver the conditions, so he left everything. He left his wife, young wife, left his elder mother, took sannyas for the sake of the living entity, for the deliverance of the living entity in the age of Kali. He he gave up all the opulences, adopted the sannyas loincloth. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Who can be so merciful? Then after taking sannyas, he stayed in Advaita Prabhu, because Nityananda Prabhu, he was supposed to go to Vrindavan. He was feeling separation from the Krishna. So he is supposed to go to the Vrindavan, but somehow and other he was been cheated by Nityananda Prabhu, and he was been taken to Advaita Acharya. He stayed at Advaita Acharya. He met his mother. Mother is advised him to go to the Jagannath Puri, because Vrindavan is so far, he cannot get any information about his son. So he agreed to this mother's plea, request. Then on the way to Puri, there is a Sakhi Gopal Mandir is there. The story has been told how the Krishna came as a witness to a Brahmana and saved him. Then liberation of Sarvabhaumya, and he came to the Jagannath Puri. Then he met Sarvabhaumya Bhattacharya. Actually, he was supposed to, after seeing Jagannath, he was so ecstatic mood, he was supposed to embrace him, but he was stopped by the Pandas, and he felt so ecstatic and senseless, ecstatic symptoms, and he was taken to Sarvabhaumya Bhattacharya. And Sarvabhaumya Bhattacharya he met and liberated him, because Sarvabhaumya Bhattacharya was a Advaitavadi, is an impersonalist, but in contrast with the Mahaprabhu, he became a devotee of the Krishna, as a personalist, Vaishnava. Then after that, there is a talks between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and after that the South India tour, Lord begins with South India tour. He met Raya Ramananda. There's a very philosophical discussion about Raya Ramananda and Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at the bank of Godavari. They're very, very philosophical. What is the highest goal of human form of life? So it has been very described from the Varnashrama system to the point of conjugal love. Very, very philosophical discourse is was taken place between Ramananda Roy and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. At that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed his Radha Krishna combined form. Then he visited to different holy places in South India. He met Venkata Bhatta, the father of Gopal Bhatt Goswami. And he returned to the Jagannath Puri. While returning from Jagannath Puri, then in Jagannath Puri, he made the headquarters. He was given a place called Gambhira near the Jagannath temple, Kasi Mishra's house. And in that, during this time, he did every time Beda Kirtan, means this courtyard of Jagannath Puri. So every day his activities, morning and evening, 2-3 hours, he will hold Kirtan, congregational chanting of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thousands people joined in this Sankirtan. And cleansing of Gundicha temple. During this period of Rath Yatra, just one day before, so Lord comes from the main temple to the another temple called Gundicha temple for 7 days, 9 days actually. So before he comes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ensured that places, Gundicha temple, should be cleaned like a cleansing our heart. This compared to be cleansing our heart. More we cleanse, more you advance. So he is cleansing, because unless we clean the dirty thing from the heart, Lord cannot take shelter. So he was teaching by Gundicha temple, cleansing the Gundicha temple. Then ecstatic dance at Rath Yatra's festival, Lord was dancing very ecstatically, accepting Prasada Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. That is the Leela of, that is Momoghas. There was a very good pastime of the Lord. Then he went to Vrindavan. He met there Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, and he taught them. He ordered them to go to Vrindavan, excavate the place, preach the Krishna consciousness, and write books on devotional service. Then in Antya Līlā, Lord Chaitanya dealing with various devotees, and two things in Antya Līlā. He was dealing with many, because he during that Antya Lila, 18 years, last 18 years, he did not go anywhere. He made a station, permanent station at Jagannath Puri. And he was meeting and dealing with various devotees like Rupa Goswami, Junior Haridas Thakur, Jagadananda Pandit, Raghunath Bhatt Goswami, so many people like this. So in this way, he was dealing with so many devotees and giving them the instructions for the advancement of Krishna consciousness and propagation of Krishna consciousness. And final lila is this ecstatic feeling. Then during the last 6 years and all, he was feeling so much ecstatic separation from the Lord. And during that period, his intense feeling of separation has been manifested. And he was confined to the Gambhira, that place. He did not go anywhere, actually. And he was his associate secretary called Swarup Damodar Ramanand Rai was always the attendant. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tastes the nectar from the lips of Lord Krishna. The bodily transformation of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is exhibited, very much manifested during this last pastimes, ecstatic feeling of separation. Rescuing the Lord from the sea. He was thinking that sea is Jamuna. He jumped into the sea, but he was rescued, actually. And the inconceivable behavior of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so inconceivable. He was everywhere telling Krishna, Krishna, banging his head on the wall like this. And finally, the Sikhastaka prayer, Chaitanya Charitamrita ends with the most important verses, 8 verses Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is quoted, not actually one time, different time he quoted. This 8 verses is talking entire philosophy of spiritual journey, spiritual life, spiritual philosophy, entire thing, spiritual tattva. The chanting of Hare Krishna, how the chanting of, by chanting the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, how we progressively come to the stage of the conjugal, ecstatic conjugal love, the highest love of Godhead. Aslisaba padaratam pinastu. By chanting, we will purify ourselves. And chanting is so powerful because Krishna's name is full of power. Avinattu nama namina. He has deposited all his magnificence, all his potency in his name. So there is no difference between Krishna and Krishna name. And in a humble and humility, in a very humble mind, humble like a tree, humble like a grass, and tolerant like a tree, tolerant than a tree, one can continue chanting the holy name of the Lord. When you continue that, then he will not have desire for this material desire. He will have spiritual desire. Mama janmani sare bhavatad bhakti rahit. Na dhanam na janam na sundarim kavitam ma jagadesha kama. These are the impediment. Dhana means wealth. Jana means followers. And wife, woman. These are the all impediments for our devotional service. When the chanting is very pure and proper, then we will lose the desire for all these material things. Only we have desire to render service to the Lord. Then at that time we will pray, Ainanda tanuja kinkaram paditama bisame bhabam vado. Kurpayata bopada pankajasita duli sadistam. Somehow or another I fall. I am your eternal servant. Somehow I fall into this material pool, material ocean of nescience. Please pick me up. That is the prayer. And made me the speck of the dust at your lotus feet. Then when it grows more and more by chanting, is more and more purification by chanting, we will feel that Nainam Galada Astru Dharaya Badanam Gada Gadaruddhagira Pulake Nischintam Bapu Kadata Vanam Grahane Bhavishat. That ecstatic bhava mood will come where we will cry while chanting the name of the Krishna. Our throat will be choked. And we will feel separation from the Lord. Dugaita nimishenam chakkusa prabhasaitam sunaita jagata sarvam govinda virahaname. We feel separation from the Lord. Every moment we feel like one juga, 12 years. Dugaitam nimishena chakkusa prabhasaitam. And torrents of rain is flowing from that state when we are chanting and purified ourselves, when we have this bhava state, ecstatic feeling. And when it more and more intensifies, then we are completely surrendered, like Radharani conjugal love. Aslisya Vapadarattam Pinastu, Ardasanam Mamahata Karotu Baja, Tata Tabidata Ulampada, Mata Prananata to Soyabana. The highest thing. Whether you embrace me or make me broken hearted, you are my worshipable Lord, bath after bath. Complete surrendering process. Just like Radharani, the gopis, Krishna left, but they were not like, oh, Krishna left, let us stop our loving affairs, stop loving Krishna. No. Either you come or left, you are our worshipable. So they were always feeling of separation. They're always thinking of Krishna. Rather, feeling of separation is more higher. Rupa Goswami say beautiful verses that in feeling of separation, we will see Krishna in everywhere. But in union, we will see Krishna, only one Krishna. But in feeling of separation, we will see the everywhere Krishna. Just like a lover. In separation, he see everything as his beloved. So that is the highest love of God. In this way, Chaitanya Charitamrita ends. It is said that one must Svetam Nityam, the Chaitanya Charitamrita should be heard every times, every day. The Chaitanya Charitamrita must be heard and must be recited because it's so sublime, so auspicious that as soon as we hear Chaitanya Charitamrita, we will develop the love of Godhead. One time the Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati said that if there is a pralaya and every destruction, everything going to be destroyed, if we have one book, Chaitanya Charitamrita, we do not have to bother about that. Anything. We can again regain everything. There's nothing lost. It's such a excellent book of knowledge, excellent book of devotion for the devotee, because it is the practical Srimad Bhagavatam. It is the nectarian characteristic of Chaitanya Mahāprabhu's. Chaitanya Mahāprabhu's characteristic, very nectarian characteristic of Chaitanya Mahāprabhu has been given in this. Therefore, it is stated in one of the beautiful verses, it is stated that Chaitanya Mahāprabhu's activities are like, it's very nice. We will end with these beautiful verses. It is stated that Śrī Caitanya-līlā amṛtera sindhu, trijagat bhāsāite pāre, yāra bindu. The activity of Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu are just like an ocean of nectar. Even a drop of this ocean can inundate all the three worlds. How much nectar in this activity, Chaitanya Charitamrita book, the favorite book of all the topmost acharyas. And Mahaprabhu is so much mercifully has manifested his things. So it is said that Chaitanyara daya karila vichara karile hue paibe chamatkara. If you think of Chaitanya-līlā by your logic and argument, you will find that how it is so ecstatic, so much ecstatic Chaitanya-līlā is. Sri Krishna Chaitanya daya karaho vichara karile chitte pave chamatkara. If you are indeed interested in logic and argument, kindly apply it to the mercy of Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu. If you do so, you will find it strikingly wonderful. Strikingly wonderful. So thank you very much. On this note, we should, on this very auspicious day, we should seek the Chaitanya Mahāprabhu's mercy to develop our love of Godhead for Krishna. It is stated that if anything inauspicious, as soon as you remember Chaitanya Mahāprabhu, it becomes very auspicious. In CC, it is said that anything which is very difficult, simply by remembering Chaitanya Mahāprabhu, it becomes very auspicious. Kathanchana smriti just means dukkha, duskaram, suskaram bhavet. Things that are very difficult to do become easy to execute if one somehow or another simply remembers Lord Chaitanya Mahāprabhu. But if one does not remember him, even easy things become very difficult. To this Lord Chaitanya Mahāprabhu, I offer my respectful obeisances to Lord. Because in our conditioned states, we cannot approach Krishna by our imperfect endeavor. Simply by remembering Chaitanya Mahāprabhu, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Munda. Namo Mahavadane Krishna Prema Padate Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Namini Gotesha Nama. Simply by remembering Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it becomes easy to approach Krishna, and we will develop that ecstatic highest love of Godhead, conjugal love for the Lord, which has not been given by any other incarnation, neither any other sampradaya they have propagated this highest love of Godhead. On this note, thank you very much. Happy Gaura Purnima. Jai Shri Caitanya Charitamrita ki Jai, Shri Caitanya Mahaprabhu ki Jai, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Jai Shri Prabhupada ki Jai.